Steve Robertson, 247 Sports, the Boneyard Podcast on the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. If they don't go 4-0 this week, where will you sit with them going down to Biloxi and then Lexington?
Well, I think, you have to go 3-1 for sure. You have to. I mean, anything happens on a weekend. I mean, sometimes you run into a hot pitch or whatever, but you'd love to go 4-0 just because you start making up some ground on some of that stuff. But, I think when you look at the next 2 weeks, the next, 10 games or so, State's got a chance to kind of right the ship a little bit. And I think their problems are really all internal. I don't think Oklahoma is the only team I look at and say, hey, this team beat Mississippi State. I mean, because they get 18, 19 hits. I mean, so it's like Friday night, State's nibbling a little bit, so you walk the ballpark. And Saturday you go challenge hitters, and they hit you all over the yard. And Oklahoma, despite their losses, that's a great program. And let's just go ahead and say that for what it is, right? But what's your identity, right? I mean, you got to go out there and pound the zone, and they did more of that on Sunday. The difference is you don't have a guy that's got, Nate Dohm's velocity and his ability to throw that slider for a swing and miss. But, this week, State can do no worse than 3-1. But, listen, 4-0, it wouldn't right the ship, but people would feel a whole lot better about heading into next week. And then all of a sudden you take those 2 games in Biloxi and you put together, a 6-7 game winning streak. You feel like, hey, now we're starting to figure some things out.
I like the staff, and I think they're talented, but I never thought that Lemonis and the staff would be in this predicament.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And, and I like the staff too, but, I like winning more, and I think that's where a lot of people feel. It's like, hey, we're very grateful and we're very loyal, but at the end of the day, our loyalty is to a program, not to an individual,
Sure.
And the reality of it is that I have not lost faith in Coach Chris Lemonis, but, it's one of those things that concerns me is the fact that we don't have a frontline starter on the weekend. Does that fall to Fox? Ultimately he's a pitching coach, and so it's his responsibility to make sure you've got quality arms to run out there each and every time. And sometimes that's a process, and people forget. I mean, even back in 2020, I mean, it took State a couple of weekends to kind of sell a rotation. Will Bednar didn't really emerge until you went and played Long Beach State. And so there's still some time to figure some things out, but State's running out of that time as SEC play is now approaching.
Don't miss one moment of the Out of Bounds Show with Bo Bounds. Weekdays, 7 a.m. till 10 a.m. on ESPN 105.9 The Zone.